Imagine a teenager who can tilt a stadium with a shoulder feint, a kid who makes professional defenders look like they're re-wearing ankle weights. And now imagine trying to put a price on that future. That's the puzzle with Lamine Yamal. The hype is loud, the numbers are louder, and somewhere between the two lives, his true market value. This is the story of how a prospect becomes priceless, and what the market math actually says when you strip away the noise. First, a truth that agents whisper and sporting directors repeat: value is never one number. It's a range shaped by scarcity, certainty, and story. Scarcity asks, how many players like him exist? Certainty asks, how likely is he to keep improving at the top level? Story asks, how much attention and revenue does his presence generate on and off the pitch? Lamine Yamal scores high in all three. There are very few left-footed wide creators who can break structure off the dribble and make adult decisions in the final third at his age. His curve is steep and consistent, and the story, La Masia graduate, national team prodigy, Barcelona hope, travels everywhere football is watched. Start with on-pitch production, because real value begins in grass and sweat. Clubs don't just look at goals and assists, they zoom into underlying signals. Progressive carries, 1v1 success, expected threat added, how much your actions move a possession closer to becoming a goal. Expected assists, receiving between the lines under pressure. These are the currencies of modern scouting. Lamine's tape shows repeatable patterns. Receive on the half-turn, in the right half-space attract two defenders, release the third man. Pin the fullback wide cut inside to shoot when the centre-back hesitates. Arrive late at the back post instead of camping there and becoming easy to mark. When a teenager is already winning pro minutes by solving defensive structures rather than freelancing against them, the model's needle jumps. Then there's age and runway. A top forward at 27 buys you peak now. A top forward at 17 buys you a decade of peak later. Market math discounts risk, but pays premiums for upside. If a club believes a player will be world-class for 5 to 8 seasons, the amortized value of a massive fee starts to look logical, especially when aligned with commercial impact. With Lamine, the growth runway is extraordinary. He's not complete. No teenager is, but the missing pieces, strength in contact, shot variety under fatigue, defensive duels on the weak side, are exactly the things that improve fastest in an elite environment. Next lever, contract architecture. Long-term deals increase club leverage. A prospect on a short contract is a market opportunity. A prospect locked until the end of the decade is a fortress. Add-ons, wage trajectory, image rights splits, and, where relevant, buyout clauses all push the valuation around. A high release clause doesn't always reflect true sale price, but it sets the tone. If you want to talk, start up here. For a Crown Jewel Academy graduate, clubs design clauses to deter, not invite. Translation: whatever number you've seen in headlines, the real conversation begins above it. Now, fit and replaceability. What a player is worth to one club is not what he is worth to another. Barcelona's system asks a right-sided left footer to break lines, hold width, and become an extra 10 when possession settles. That's Lamine's native language. Put the same player in a low block, direct team, and you blunt half his edge. Market value rises when a player is a hand-in-glove fit for multiple top systems. Positional play sides, hybrid transition teams, even national setups that need a wing creator who can both carry and combine. Lamine's toolkit, first touch into space, head-up carries, manipulation of defenders' hips, cutback timing, travels well. Don't ignore injury profile and availability. The best ability is availability. Clubs price the risk of soft tissue problems, growth-related niggles, overuse patterns. Teenagers at the top level face spikes in minutes and pressure. The smartest programs protect against it with periodization, planned intensity, rest windows, strength progression, and minute caps. A clean record doesn't guarantee a clean future, but it reduces the discount rate applied to any valuation. Every healthy month at starter intensity, every full season without breakdowns, turns potential into projection. Then comes commercial gravity. Purists roll their eyes, accountants don't. Shirt sales alone don't justify a transfer, but audience expansion and sponsorship uplift can subsidize sporting bets. Lamine is a story sponsors like. Young, homegrown, highlight-friendly, with a style that plays well in short-form clips and big-match broadcasts. Broadcasters love magnets, players who keep neutrals watching. Clubs love magnets too, because magnets turn Sunday nights into habit. When a player holds eyeballs, valuation models quietly bump the ceiling. So what does the market range look like in practice? Without throwing random price tags, think in tiers. If you stripped names and showed only age, position, outputs, and projection curves, a player in Lamine's bracket lives in the uppermost percentile of valuations, where transfer fees become strategic decisions rather than opportunistic buys. Call it the don't sell zone. A sale only happens if it solves three equations at once: a transformative incoming fee, a wage structure that stays sustainable, and a succession plan that keeps the team competitive. Otherwise, the rational choice is to build around him and let the compound interest of development do the work. There's also tactical gravity, the way he changes how opponents prepare. Double teams free teammates. Fear creates space. When coaches design game plans around one teenager, that teenager is no longer just a winger, he's infrastructure. Infrastructure players are priced like pillars, not ornaments. And because Lamine's value isn't purely tied to finishing, he tilts the field for others. A cold streak in goals won't crater his usefulness, which stabilizes value through the inevitable ups and downs. Now to the intangibles that aren't actually intangible: decision-making speed, repeatable bravery, and coachability. Decision-making speed shows up in frame-by-frame analysis. The ball leaves his foot a fraction earlier than the defender recovers shape. Repeatable bravery shows up in heat maps. He keeps asking for the ball in the same dangerous zones even after losing it. Coachability shows up in month-over-month trends. Fewer touches where coaches asked him to simplify. Smarter pressure triggers after film work. Scouts log this. Models reward it. Markets pay for it. What about risk? Every valuation has a shadow. Adaptation plateaus, role miscasts, noise of early superstardom. The counterweight is environment. Put elite habits around elite talent and risk declines. Barcelona's setup, clear principles, senior mentors, medical and analytics infrastructure acts like a risk hedge. National team minutes at a young age can be a stressor. They can also be a fast track to resilience. The line between overexposure and accelerated growth is thin. Good staff make it thicker. Zoom out and you see why prospect to priceless isn't hyperbole, it's a trajectory. Each season adds layers. Stronger contact balance, more deceptive release angles, sharper weak foot patterns, a couple of bread-and-butter finished types that survive high pressure. Add leadership crumbs, pointing teammates into pockets, clapping after a mistake to demand the ball again, pressing in minute 88 because the standard is the standard, and you've built not just a winger, but a reference point. So, how much is Lamine Yamal worth? The sober answer: more tomorrow than today, because his curve is still climbing. And the ingredients that move markets, production, projection, and pull, are aligned. In pure football terms, he's already the kind of player that bends plans. In business terms, he's a growth asset in a sport that pays premiums for certainty packaged as potential. The exact number will change with each month of minutes, each final third action, each glare of a big night. But the direction of travel is clear. Prospect was yesterday's word. Today's word is cornerstone. And cornerstones in football and in markets are priced like the future they make possible.